and I can just get started. Well, let's do. Oh, wait a minute, child. Y'all know I'm finna start yelling. Them little people there gonna be like, oh, Lord, here she go. Well, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Hey, I'm gonna need some kind of air conditioner now. I'm gonna have something. I'm gonna have to turn it on in a second. That ain't gonna work out in my spiritual, Lord. Child, did y'all turn the Wi-Fi off? Okay, make sure y'all. I mean, not that. What y'all was doing? Okay, I'm back. Hey, okay, I'm back. What y'all was doing, Charles? What? Facebook name, I didn't already started. What y'all was doing? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. What it do, ski booskies? What's happening? Hey, Amy, Neil, what you was doing? What y'all was doing, Charles? Thank you, Holly, for liking the live, dearest one. Y'all come in, come in, come in. Like the live, share the live, share the love. I got a couple of announcements for y'all. I got a couple things I had to told y'all. What y'all was doing, child? What y'all Sunday been like? Cause them just told y'all I ain't did nothing. Hey, Jamila Nim. How you was doing, honey, woney? Hey, Nisa Booski Wooski. Oh, I'm so happy, so grateful. I'm so glad you like it, child. I'm so happy, so grateful. Hey, Raven. Hey, y'all. Y'all, I'm so excited. Look, I don't even know. I'm thinking about, wait a minute. Hold on. No, uno momento. Uno momento nim. Baby, some, wait a minute. It got a little warm in this establishment. Quick. Y'all ain't even give me no time to get warm. Did it? Chop, why y'all ain't say something? Okay, I'm back. Hey, Jay Cars and them. Thank you for sharing the live, honey. One. Y'all like the live, share the live, share the love. Hey, Tori. Happy Sunday, dearest one. Happy Sunday. What y'all was doing today, child? Thank you, Holly, for sharing the live. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I missed y'all. What y'all was doing? Can I just told y'all that Padre God was on my neck today, and he said if I ain't sit down somewhere, he was gonna set me down. Now Daddy, you had told me that about 2 days ago, and I ain't listened, and I was kind of a little bit hard-headed in my spirituals today, but I went on ahead and sat down somewhere. Child, I had to take 2 ibuprofen and everything. Y'all know I don't take no medicines and stuff, but I had to go on ahead. I think I slept wrong. My neck was hurting, my stomach was hurting. Oh Lord. So I had to just sit down somewhere today. I ain't did nothing. I'm talking about not Nathaniel. Having a long conversation with God about my job. Child, I've been talking to him all day. I'm talking about the whole day. I'm going to tell y'all, some of y'all been with me on this journey before. Some of y'all have not. Babe, I've been doing some writing on this day. And it's so crazy because I didn't know until about 10 minutes ago when I opened up the Bible to see. I was like, okay, we on Genesis chapter 40. Welcome. If you are new, welcome. We are doing Bible clarity. Okay, we are on Genesis chapter 40. This is day 21. Come on, 333, Jeremiah 33 and 3. Call to me and I will show you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Okay, I'm back. Listen, this is day number 21 of 31. Oh my gosh, y'all, we on Genesis chapter 40. Come on, 40. Eh? So I didn't know until about 10 minutes ago that this title is called Joseph Interprets Two Dreams. Now, y'all know Joseph is in jail. He got hit. Whoo, okay, wait a minute. Let me back up real quick. Y'all, why am I like this? Why am I? Y'all, I went back last night. I went back last night and watched Bible Clarity from last night, y'all. Daddy, I'm gonna say it every time. You sure you want me to do it? Y'all, I had to laugh at myself. Y'all, why am I like this? Why? Daddy, why you made me like this? Y'all, I was so tickled. I was so tickled. I say, Daddy, I don't think you got the right person because baby, the way I laughed at myself, I did. Sometimes you got to laugh at yourself. I didn't know I was. I'm like this in real life. Am I like this all the time? Y'all could be honest and told me the truth. I am, huh? I know it. Cause I can't pretend not to be like this. Y'all, I think that was the most entertaining chapter of Bible study I have ever seen or heard of in my life. I say, as in singular, y'all, if you have not watched last night's episode of A Word in the Wilderness, Bible ClariTEA chapters 38 and 39. If you don't watch no other ones on this replay, I'm gonna need you to catch them too. Cause baby, I don't know, child. Anyway, hey Linda Nim. So let me just tell y'all. Y'all make sure y'all catch. Y'all know some of y'all know this. I had said catch me in the comments, y'all. I real deal was on the live or in the video commenting like OMG, OMG. I like how you call him daddy. I used father last night. Child, look, I'll be like, yeah, his name Padre God, Padre Father God, who are in heaven, Padre God. Child, I'm talking about. I said, Daddy, you sure that was what that was Bible study? You sure? Y'all, I was so tickled. I must have rewind that one little part where we was talking about that goat. Y'all, okay, I had to share that. So y'all catch me in the comments because I be commenting, okay? Because I told y'all I go back and watch it. Y'all, I was so tickled. I say, Daddy, and I asked him when I was watching. I say, you sure you want me to do it? Cause Daddy, you know I'm real foolish acting. He was like, girl, if you don't gone on somewhere, but I was tickled, y'all. I was tickled. Hey, Vera Montez Nim. So y'all make sure y'all go give a like, rewatch the replay from last night if you missed it for a word in the wilderness. I got a couple of updates for y'all. So let me have told y'all this. Um, Once again, Padre God is on my neck. He on my neck. And he's like, I'm just gonna be giving messages, y'all. I'm not gonna be doing zodiacs. Okay. He told me that. See, he be fussing at me sometimes. Well, Daddy, I be listening most of the time, but I thought that was gonna be no. I'm just gonna be giving messages. So if the title catches you, then watch it. Watch all of them. But he told me again that I'm not doing that. So I say, well, what ifs? So I'll be back recording videos tomorrow. I literally had to take a day off, y'all. I took a nap. Them two little ibuprofen put me on my butt because I don't take medicine. So I took them, child. Next thing I know, I was asleep. Thank you, honey one, for sharing the live. So what else? What else? What else? I did look up the number 511 because I kept on getting that. What's crazy is I pulled a card for myself today, and the number I got was 511. The card I ended up getting was 511. It was too funny because I was up at like 511 this morning, so I saw it on the timer, and then I was like, well, let me pull a card for myself, and I got the 511 card. Needless to say, upper higher God has obtained. That's so he was literally giving me this message this morning to pass on that he's already worked it out. I don't know what you're working. I don't know what you're worried about. I don't know what's going on, but he said it's already worked out and it's already worked out in your favor. Because I was talking to him about it. I was like, Daddy, what? What he said, I done already worked it out. So he didn't give, and then he said, some of y'all, if you finna be resting, you got to get some rest. Now he kind of fussed at me a little bit because I don't be resting, y'all, and I kind of did today, but then I didn't because I did. Oh, let me tell y'all this as well. If you want to get your face into place, y'all better hurry up and submit y'all's photographs and affirmations or scriptures to join the community at gmail.com because the cards are done, but I can't load the cards up for pre-order. I'm giving y'all till January 31 to submit your picture, your affirmation, or your scripture for the new ClariTEA Tarot deck. Y'all know I'm using real people them to represent on the tarot deck. So make sure that you submit your picture or your affirmation or your scripture. If it's one I've already used, and I'll tell you that. Child, it's so hard. I don't even know. I don't think that's in my vocabulary. Submit your pictures, join the community at gmail.com. Thank y'all. Shout out to all of you who have already submitted your photograph. 103 JC 704. God, I use them if you all see them or what? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. God, I use them if you all see them or okay. I kind of lost that one. Hey y'all. Hey divinely y'all. Okay, so submit your pictures, submit your affirmations, submit so you can get your face into place, okay, and represent on the new ClariTEA Tarot deck. You have until January the 31st to get that done, okay. I'm keeping them simple, y'all. I'm not going way left field because I was like, well, Daddy, and because it's like it's a beginning tarot deck. It's not so. Once you submit your picture, once I get you put on the card, and I'm starting to add pictures like tomorrow, okay, that's my task because everything else is already done. So I just need some more pictures. I need some men. I need some fellas. I got a lot of ladies, but I need some fellas to represent for my kings on there. So y'all make sure you submit your photographs to join the community at gmail.com. The link is in my bio, the description, one of them, so you can get your face into place. Okay, what else? When I looked up 511, let's talk about this. It took me to James 5:11, and that talks about great honor for those who endure suffering. Anybody feel like they've been suffering for a while? Anybody, or is it just me? And it references Job, of course. Anybody feel like they've been suffering for a minute? Yeah, me too. That's what I told Padre God today. And so I want y'all to go read that particular chapter or that particular part of James 5 and 11. Because I told God that today too. I had a real talk with the Lord today, y'all. And of course, we're gonna get into the scripture in a second. But I was like, Lord, hey, shot girl Nim. I was child, I don't hold my cries back anymore. It's crazy, y'all. I had a let's just talk about it. I had a real talk with the Lord today, every day, because I talk to the Lord for real every day. But I believe that's why the Lord took me to, and was giving me this 511 card, because I was like, Lord, I'm tired, Lord. I was like, I'm tired. And I've been telling y'all this. I'm very transparent with y'all. And I was like, Dad, I'm tired. Because when I'm like waking up, and it wasn't no spiritual warfare attack, wasn't none of that. I was just like, Dad, I'm waking up, my body hurts, and just a lot going. And I was like, I feel like I'm not resting well. I already don't sleep well because my head be on the swivel. It just be a lot. It'd be a lot. So I was like, Daddy, and so I feel like that's why he's giving me this 511 number, so I could share this with y'all as well, because I was like, Dad, I feel like I've been here for a minute. And the thing is that we don't know, and he gave me the word long suffering. And of course, we know that Job suffered for quite a while. And then James 5 and 11 references Job and how much he had to endure. And then also, even as we're talking about um Joseph, right? Because Joseph, even though he was a slave, he was suffering as well. He had to endure. And so I just had to pray for some strength today. I had to pray for some strength. Yes, all I did was cry for a day like I was purging. And I feel like as well, let me say this. If you a Leo, if it's any Leos in the building, Team Leo, I will tell y'all know our moon is coming up, right? Like this is our full moon. Okay. So if you are a Leo or have, especially Leo moons, but Leo anywhere in your chart, this moon is trying to take us. We ain't gonna let it, okay? But I do feel like a lot of us, y'all, it's the first full moon of the year, okay? Yes, full moon in Leo on the 25th. So I know, I was like, why am I so tired? And so, and just talking, just like regular stuff, talking to God. And so I do feel like a lot of us are purging, right? And see, I'm a Leo North node, so my South node is in Aquarius. So we're stepping into Aquarius season, which is one thing. Leo full moons just be draining anyway. It's the first full moon of the year, so that makes it super powerful. It's just a lot. It's a lot, plus everything else that you got going on. No, it's not just you. Look, Pluto and Aquarius, and none of it. None of it. Pluto's gonna be stepping back into Capricorn, and I said you can get but Papa Pluto, you can get out of there, because I'm talking about destruction, calamity, especially in work-related matters. That's why a lot of us have been making adjustments in like our work and what you're doing and breaking generational stuff. Like that's literally what Pluto has been doing when he was over here half stepping in Capricorn. Anyway, I'm bad. Now he changing up all kind of networks. You know, we've been heavy on the networks and everything, like everything that he's doing. So it's a lot, y'all. And I don't keep up with all the astrology, but when I start trying to figure out what I got going on, why my energy feel a little throat, I do check it out. Okay. Um, Yep, I lost a job, so now I'm searching, right? I'm searching. Child, listen, I will say this. I'm so happy and so grateful to be a successful entrepreneur. Let's talk about dreams though, because I want to get to that. I think that's all I wanted to say. Just know that we all going through it. There's full moons coming up on the 25th, and it is about purging. It's also, of course, fifth house energy, Leo energy, calling us to have fun, do the things that make us happy. Business, the house of the entrepreneur, very heart centered, because Leo, of course, is heart centered. It's emotional. So a lot of us may be going through a lot of emotional purging. Okay. Um, but as we get ready to step into Bible study, let's talk about dreams. Okay. Y'all like the lie, share the lie, share the love. So one of the things, some of y'all been with me, come on, 1700, 5 on the dot. Okay. If some of y'all been with me and some of y'all have not, y'all know I'll be heavy on um writing things down. 369, whether however I don't know how you write your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. I don't know how you do it, but child, I had to get to writing today. And so I say this because a lot of us are in this stage of in this transitional stage, this in between. And so I always kind of check back in and be like, am I still in alignment with my why? And so as I talked to Padre God about it today, I just sat down and I started me a 369 manifestation just to stay in alignment with my goals. Um, because it's like a lot of things have shifted since the last time I really wrote down goals. I'm always journaling, I'm always writing stuff, but periodically, and especially as this full moon in Leo is coming up, I was like, I gotta make sure I'm in alignment with the goals that I want to set, what I want to see done. Y'all, I redid my vision board. Um, I redid my vision board. Um, Update, yeah, I did a completely different one, because the one that I had before, child, listen, listen, I'm telling you, that's 369 journal. I had one of those. I had one before, but I just use a regular journal, because I started one today. So I gotta do my last one for tonight. But um yeah, make sure that you're writing down. And of course, just make sure you're writing things down. And let me tell y'all what led me to that. I was sitting here and I just was sitting this morning. I woke up and talking to God, and I was like, I need to make sure that I'm dreaming big enough, because what I realized was that I wasn't dreaming big enough. And as we're even studying the scripture and talking about Joseph, Joseph had a call on his life, but it made me start thinking about how big what he ended up having to do is going to be. So reevaluate your goals and your dreams and just make sure that you're dreaming big enough. Okay. Importante. Somebody needed to hear that today. Hey, grandma, I love you. Make sure that you're dreaming big enough, because what I did 1524, what I realized was I wasn't dreaming big enough. I was still what I was trying to accomplish to a degree I already have. And so I feel like I end up going back and having to rewrite, because depending on how you look at things, you've accomplished something that you set out to do. And that's how I feel like I've accomplished some things that I've set out to do. So for whoever needs that, okay, oh no, babe, I journals every single day. That is the majority of my day, my life, my everything. I journal every single day. I write all day long. I'm posting affirmations. Y'all know I post those on YouTube. Well, I post them sometimes on TikTok as well. Like that's my thing. I love to write. And I wrote about 4 pages to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 6, really. I write a lot. I write a lot. Um, I used to buy these little fancy. I'm a writer, y'all. I like to write, and so like, cause I enjoy that. It's one of my pastimes. I just get these little fancy journals, like y'all. I was like big time in it at one point. I go buy these Barnes and Nobles journals for like $40. Shout out Barnes Nobles, baby. If I ain't go get this little $1.50 notebook from the Wiley World, and it works so much better anyway. Cause baby, I be burning them little pages up. I be burning them up. So anyway, just reassess your goals, write some things down, start your 369 if you need to. If you're familiar with that, whatever you need to do to make sure you're in alignment and kizzle with your goals and what it is. And I want it to be like crazy ridiculous. Whatever you write down, because y'all know some of y'all have manifested with me before when I was teaching this last year. And I don't think I've done a 369 since last year. I have not done one since last year. And so because today is the 21st, this is the world, I was like, this is the perfect day to start a new one for me because it's all about completion. And so I was just like, okay, I was like, this is a good day. Cause normally I'm like, oh yeah, I'll wait till a new month. And I was like, no, I'm not waiting this time because today, for whatever reason, with prayer and just what I was talking to Padre God about, I felt like today was a day of new beginnings. That's kind of the energy I was picking up on today. Just make it like a lot of things. Like he's like, yeah, no more zodiacs. That's done. We just gonna be posting the messages and just different things that God has been showing me today. And he's like, last night he had a reel. He was like, no, this is what you're doing. This is how you're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay. So it's just been whenever God gives me like new beginnings, it's just like, okay, Ola, do it. So just and I wanted to be like, whatever you do, make it crazy, make it like huge, okay? Like, so like to the point, because y'all know I believe that the bigger you dream, and y'all know you got to put the razzle dazzle, whatever you do, put the razzle dazzle on the end and ask for something better, because we can look for something, but then God can have a better plan, and he always does, right? And so that leaves room for God to come in and say, yeah, you want this, but I got something better. So whatever you manifest, however you write your dreams, your goals, your wishes, your intentions, just make sure that you add or something better to leave room for God to come in and put the razzle dazzle like he normally does. So that's that on that. Okay. We are on Genesis chapter 40. We're on Genesis chapter 40. Y'all know we're down to one chapter, so we only got one chapter to do. This is talking about Joseph interprets two dreams. Joseph interprets two dreams. Of course, Joseph is in jail because Potiphar with her child, she was flaming hot. She was flaming. And so she was trying to get the goodies, and Joseph said, I ain't gonna give you not my goodies. My goodies, my goodies. Okay, I'm bad, don't get started. Okay, so she had walked up to him, grabbed his credentials, and he ended up getting away from her. And so then she still had his cloak. And then she came and told the whole story and told Potiphar that he was trying to fool around with her. And so then he put Joseph in prison. But then Joseph was blessed in the prison yard because the Lord was with Joseph and showed him faithful love. And the Lord made Joseph a favorite with the prison warden. So before long, the warden put Joseph in charge of all the other prisoners and everything. So now we on Joseph interprets two dreams. Okay, Joseph interprets two dreams. Here we go. Sometime later, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and chief baker offended their royal master. Pharaoh became angry with these two officials, and he put them in the prison where Joseph was, in the palace of the captain of the guard. They remained in prison for quite some time, and the captain of the guard assigned them to Joseph, who looked after them. Child, they be throwing everybody in jail. Throw them in jail. They everybody in there. The chief cupbearer, what y'all did, child? What y'all reckon they did to get put in there? The chief baker and the chief cupbearer. Child, what y'all did? He didn't like the food you cooked. And child, you didn't hold that cup right. While they were in prison, Pharaoh's cupbearer and baker each had a dream one night, and each had its own meaning. When Joseph saw them the next morning, he noticed that they both looked upset. "Why do you look so worried today?" he asked them. And they replied, "We both had dreams last night, but no one can tell us what they mean." "Interpreting dreams is God's business," Joseph replied. "Go ahead and tell me your dreams." Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. You start dreaming stuff, child, you got to take it to Padre God. He'll tell you exactly what that dream meant. So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream first. "In my dream," he said, "I saw a grapevine in front of me. The vine had three branches that began to bud and blossom, and soon it produced clusters of ripe grapes. I was holding Pharaoh's wine cup in my hand, so I took a cluster of grapes and squeezed the juice into the cup. Then I placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand." Yeah, what does that mean? The vine had three branches that began to bud and blossom, and soon it produced clusters of ripe grapes. I was holding Pharaoh's wine cup in my hand, so I took a cluster of grapes and squeezed the juice into the cup. Then I placed the cup in Pharaoh. Okay, this is what the dream means, Joseph said. The three branches represent 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift you up and restore you to your position as his chief cupbearer. Come on, restoration. Daddy, restore all of us in 3 days. I don't know, whatever wherever to wherever, 3 days. Let's call it 3 days. That's what we're going to call this. And please remember me and do me a favor when things go well for you. Mention me to Pharaoh so he might let me out of this place. For I was kidnapped from my homeland, the land of the Hebrews, and now I'm here in prison, but I did nothing to deserve it." When the chief baker saw that Joseph had given the first dream such a positive interpretation, he said to Joseph, "Well, I had a dream too. In my dream, there were three baskets of white pastry stacked on my head. The top basket contained all kinds of pastries for Pharaoh, but the birds came and ate them from the basket on my head." This is what the dream means, Joseph told him. "The three baskets also represent 3 days. 3 days from now, Pharaoh will lift you up and impale." Golly, you ain't even lube him up. I'm sorry, that was probably not the right comment, was it? I mean, dog. I know he wasn't, was it? He wasn't expecting that. Child, me neither. I wasn't either. "Lift up and impale your body on a pole." Child, what you done did? "Then birds will come and peck away at your flesh." God, dang it. I bet he say, "I should have just kept my dream to myself. You just told me, like, gosh, he didn't even get, he, child, what you did? Who was this? Chief Baker Nim, what you did? That child, I don't know what kind of cake or something you baked, child, that got you put on this pole. Pharaoh's birthday came 3 days later, and he prepared a banquet for all his officials and staff. He summoned his chief cupbearer and chief baker to join the other officials. He then restored the chief cupbearer to his former position so he could again hand Pharaoh his cup. But Pharaoh impaled the chief baker just as Joseph had predicted when he interpreted his dream. I'm not telling, no, don't ask Joseph, child. He been told me I'm finna get gone on the glory. Pharaoh's chief cupbearer, however, forgot all about Joseph, never giving him another thought. Child, listen. You ain't mean, you just said, "Oh, you finna die. you dead in 3 days." God. Anyway, that's it. I know. Y'all know I feel like I'm reading this for the first time. He didn't even give him no warning, no nothing. He just said, "Oh, you finna die. 3 days, my boy. It's been good knowing you." Yeah, he finna put you up there on that pole. Anyway, so here go. I would have probably just look. He thought he was gonna get something good. I wonder how he told him that. I'm glad that ain't my responsibility. I don't want to tell nobody. Child, look. Then he finna do Pharaoh's dream tomorrow. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Josephine. Okay, well, anyway, that's it, y'all. Genesis chapter 40. Joseph up there still. Look, and then the little man forgot about him. Now he done told you you was gonna be restored, and you just forgot that you didn't even think no more about him. Didn't even think no more about him. A mess, child. Anyway, that's it for Genesis chapter 40. Well, he was being put to good use while he was in the dream play. I mean, in the jailhouse, child. He was still doing what he needed to do. Want to keep my dream, child. I'm talking about. I'm just not even gonna say nothing. Since the cupbearer forgot about Joseph, what's gonna happen to him, child? Listen, I remember part of it, but probably nothing. Now I don't think nothing gonna happen right now. I'm pretty sure don't nothing happen. If I kind of remember what's coming up. The cupbearer gonna remember. He gonna remember. But then I reckon he'll finally remember Joseph. He finna remember him in the next part, I believe. But child, it got good, didn't it? We gotta wait till tomorrow. We gotta wait till tomorrow. Y'all can read ahead. Don't I'm not gonna read ahead. I'ma wait. Spirit Nim, ancestor Joseph Nim. I'm just don't interpret nothing for me, child. That's it, y'all. So Joseph was putting his talents to good use. We didn't really talk about it too much, but like his daddy wanted to know what the dream meant as well. And I don't guess he didn't ever take it to the Lord to ask the Lord what the dream meant when Joseph told them, his brothers and his daddy and them, about the dream that he had about the sun and the moon and the 11 stars. Um Child, me too. I was just gonna say, y'all, we ought to read it. But then we gonna finish before the 31st. It really don't matter, huh? It kind of do. That's gonna put okay, I'm sorry. It ain't got good, y'all. Let's read 41, because this is good. I'm just saying. Don't be judging me. This good. We got to go and get this done. Look, we finna. I'm just saying. Child, let's read Pharaoh's dream because it got good. Didn't it? Child, okay, I'm back. If you new, welcome to the community. We so happy, so grateful you are here. Let's read Genesis 41. I just wouldn't even feel right if we left it off on this cliffhanger. Oh, let's do it. Let go. 2 full years later. 2 years? Hold on. You forgot about me for 2 years? Child, listen. Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing on the bank of the Nile River. In his dream, he saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and begin grazing in the marsh grass. Then he saw 7 more cows come up behind them from the Nile, but these were scrawny and thin. These cows stood beside the fat cows on the riverbank. Then the scrawny, thin cows ate the oh Lord, 8 to 7 healthy fat cows. At this point in the dream, Pharaoh woke up. Okay, we got the fat cows and the skinny cows. Okay, but he fell asleep again and had a second dream. Y'all, I don't remember none of this. Okay, this time he saw 7 heads of grain, plump and beautiful, growing on a single stalk. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were shriveled and withered by the east wind. And these thin heads swallowed up the 7 plumps. So the skinny cows ate the fat cows, and then the withered grain swallowed up the good grain. Okay, well-formed heads. Then Pharaoh woke up again and realized it was a dream. The next morning, Pharaoh was very disturbed by the dream, so he called for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. When Pharaoh told them his dreams, not one of them could tell him what they meant. Finally, the king's chief cupbearer, you back? I'd have probably, yeah, because how you forget me for 2 whole years, and I told you you was finna get out and come, you were finna get lifted back up, and you just completely forgot. Ain't that how folks do? They forget when you do something good for them. Don't you see? People will forget the good you did for them, and because they back in position. When we go up, y'all don't forget the people who helped us get there. Okay, when God elevates you and restores you, because we just said we claiming restoration in 3 days. Period. We is claiming restorationals in 3 days. Don't forget the people who helped you. I sure can't forget, child. I ain't gonna be able to forget y'all. I love y'all in real life. Okay, I'm back. But 2 years, 2 years. Okay. Finally, the king's chief cupbearer spoke up. Today, I have been reminded of my failure, he told Pharaoh. Some time ago, you were angry with the chief baker and me, and you imprisoned us in the palace of the captain of the guard. One night, the chief baker and I each had a dream, and each had its own meaning. There was a young Hebrew man with us in the prison who was a slave of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he told us what each of our dreams meant, and everything happened just as he had predicted. I was restored to my position as cupbearer, and the chief baker was executed and impaled on a pole. So that was 2 more years. See, when we just talking about long suffering, when we just talking about long suffering. And so I know, and I ain't gonna lie, I was like, Daddy, please don't, I don't want to be here in this. No, no. Is anything I can do to try to, and he now, but it's all divine timing, y'all. It's all the Lord's timing. So Joseph had to stay in the prison house for 2 more years because the cupbearer Nim had then forgot about reminding about saying, hey, and I don't know if it would have worked, but you know, Padre God, I don't know what he did in them little 2 years. He was still over there blessed and stuff. Pharaoh sent for Joseph at once, and he was quickly brought from the prison. After he shaved and changed his clothes, he went in and stood before Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream last night, and no one here can tell me what it means. But I have heard that when you hear about a dream, you can interpret it. Child, it is beyond my power to do this, Joseph replied, but God can tell you, period, all things. But God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. Okay, let's see what we got. Message, period. Y'all heard the horn. So Pharaoh told Joseph his dream. In my dream, he said, I was standing on the bank of the Nile River. Y'all know we finna repeat this, right? Okay. I was standing on the bank of the Nile River, and I saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and begin grazing in the marsh grass. But then I saw 7 sick-looking cows. Wait, he not sick. Sick-looking cows, scrawny and thin, come up after them. I've never seen Wait a minute, I ain't never seen such sorry looking animals in all the land of Egypt. They must have been ragged and Spirit Nim, ancestor Pharaoh Nim. You ain't have to you ain't have to talk about the little cows. I ain't never seen such sorry looking animals in all of Egypt, child. They was raggedy, wasn't it? These thin, scrawny cows ate the 7 fat cows. But afterward, you wouldn't have known it, for they were still as thin and scrawny as before, just thin and raggedy. Then I woke up. In my dream, I also saw 7 heads of grain, full and beautiful, growing on a single stalk. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were blighted, shriveled, and withered by the east wind. And the shriveled heads swallowed the 7 healthy heads. I told these dreams to the magicians, but no one could tell me what they mean. Joseph responded, but if both of Pharaoh's dreams mean the same thing. God is telling Pharaoh in advance that what he is about to do. The 7 healthy cows and the 7 healthy heads of grain both represent 7 years of prosperity. The 7 thin scrawny cows that came up later and the 7 thin heads of grain withered by the east wind represent 7 years of famine. These 7-year cycles, can we talk about it? These 7 years, the daddy. We ready to, I'm gonna need all of us to be, we in the 7 healthy years, because child, I think I done been through the 7 of famine, and I am not playing either. Excuse me, daddy, I was just saying, good. This is, I ought to be on the 7 years of plenty by now, child. I think you double mine. I think it was 14. Anyway, I'm sorry. That wasn't even where we was it? I'm back. This will happen just as I have described it. For God has revealed to Pharaoh in advance what he is about to do. The next 7 years will be a period of great prosperity throughout the land of Egypt. But afterward, there will be 7 years of famine so great that all the prosperity will be forgotten in Egypt. Famine will destroy the land. This famine will be so severe that even the memory of the good years will be erased, period. Because what? Dad, I meant this. I don't remember nothing past them lead last 7. As for having two similar dreams, it means that these events have been decreed by God and he will soon make them happen. Therefore, Pharaoh should find an intelligent and wise man and put him in charge of the entire land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh should appoint supervisors over the land and let them collect 1/5 of the crops during the 7 good years. Have them gather all the food produced in the good years that are just ahead and bring it to Pharaoh's storehouses. Store it away and guard it so there will be food food in the cities. That way there will be enough to eat when the 7 years of famine come to the land of Egypt. Otherwise, this famine will destroy the land. Baby, you done just gave him the whole blueprint, ancestor spirit, them, Joseph, them. You just gave him the blueprint. You done already said you was just telling him like I'll do it for you. You know this is what you need to do. Go and put me in the game, coach. He already knew he was. See, God had already had spoke to him and told him that he was going to put him in that position of power and authority. Ain't we been talking about positions of power and authority and leadership? I'm telling y'all that was one of them seven, what we called it, y'all, the 7 mountains of influence. Leadership was one of them. So you got to know that if you didn't win, and look, I don't know how many years it was in between to the time that Joseph got thrown in the cistern or sold into slavery, and we know them 2 years. Somebody could do the math, and then until this time. So we finna see. Joseph Joseph made ruler over Egypt. Can we just stop for a second and talk about, y'all, listen, this man, mm, the brothers then sold him, threw him and said, no, they was going to kill him. The God saved him. They was going to throw him in the cistern. God saved him. He got sold into slavery in Egypt in a foreign land. So now he gone from the family, and what they meant for evil, God done turned it around. He went to Potiphar's house. He was blessed over there. Even though he ain't do nothing, we not going to discuss all of that. He was blessed over there. Then Potiphar's wife got mad. Okay, throw him in the dungeon. You done went to jail. You was blessed in the jail. Now you being made ruler over Egypt. You see how God just be doing stuff. That's why it's like he got a plan. I reckon that's why he was telling me that this morning. It's like he'd already worked it out. And a lot of times it'd be so hard for us because we don't know the plan. Joseph had no idea that this is what his life was going to be. None. He had some dreams, and God didn't tell him what those dreams meant. Or, well, yes, he did. Or did he? I don't think so. Oh, yes, he did. He told him. So he had so y'all reckon that's what he held on to the whole time that he was going through all of these experiences. And I think that's the thing. And maybe that's why God had me rewrite the dreams out, because see, God has spoken something into each one of our spirituals. He's given each one of us a dream, and maybe can't nobody else interpret it. Dream interpretation is not one of my gifts. I'm just tell you right now. But you got to say, but God has given each one of us a dream, and I think it's like that's why he told me to go ahead and rewrite that dream out, rewrite the things out that he has spoken into my spirituals, because that's all it was. He didn't tell him about the suffering, only the vision, right? He didn't tell him about the suffering, only the vision, only that because he knew he had, because he told him, y'all, if we go back to what is this, Genesis 37, he said, we were out in the field tying up bundles of grain. Suddenly, my bundle stood up, and your bundles all gathered around and bowed low before mine. So he knew there was some sort of elevation. There was something that was going to happen. And the thing is, he know God don't lie. So if he had this dream, there was something yet to be fulfilled. Y'all reckon that's what he kept on holding on to, what God had already spoken into him spirituals? The sun, the moon, and the 11 stars bowed low before me. I reckon that's what he held on to for the whole time. But no, he didn't tell him about the suffering. He didn't tell him what he was going to have to go through. He didn't tell him all the he didn't tell him that that's what, and God don't tell us. And I think that be what I be telling. Like, you don't even know. I asked God, I was like, Daddy, what? Because, sometimes I be talking to Lord, like, for real, for real. And I'm like, Daddy, what I do to deserve this? Like, I look at my family, and yeah, we know we breaking generational curses and stuff, but I be like, Daddy, like, but I one thing for certain, two things for sure. That's why I say, baby, these dreams that I got, and because I sit and I just hold on to them, because baby, the suffering that we have had to go through, not just me, but everybody has had to go through their own level of suffering, still are. That's why I say that I'm telling y'all, all of this makes sense the more as I'm reading this and the stuff that God was showing me today. 5:11, long suffering, James 5:11, thinking about Job having to endure. Like, all of it is just like, man, but hold on to the vision. You don't know what your suffering, your season of suffering is going to look like. We don't know. We don't know until we experience it. But if we just hold on, it's not always going to be that way. Okay. Joseph made ruler over Egypt. Joseph's suggestions were well received by Pharaoh and his officials. So Pharaoh asked his officials, can we find anyone else like this man so obviously filled with the Spirit of God? Come on, God. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, clearly no one else is as intelligent or wise as you are. You may be in charge, you will be in charge of my court, and all my people will take orders from you. Only I, sitting on the throne, will have a rank higher than yours. Can y'all believe that? This man from going from finna be killed by his brothers, now you second in command to Pharaoh. Come on, Lord. Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the entire land of Egypt. The whole land. Where you were sold into slavery, you have literally been in a position of power and authority. And sometimes I feel like we don't look at the position that we're in as a position of power and authority, but God even put us in that place for a reason. Wherever you are, wherever we all are right now, it's serving a purpose. Even if we can't see the bigger picture, it's serving a purpose. I tell y'all, this is something I said to the Lord. Lord, I'm about to cry because I really said this to the Lord. I said, God, I said, Daddy, if you hadn't put me through all of this that he's put me through, I'll just say over the last year or so, because it's almost been a year, y'all. It's almost been a year since I've been in the car, right? And I said, if you hadn't have put me through all of these trials and tribulations, y'all, I wouldn't be doing this. Because guess what? When I was sitting in that apartment, he had to push me out. Now, this may not be for everybody, but sometimes some of us Leos, we got this thing where we have to be challenged in order to grow. Maybe it's everybody, but I know it's for some Leos in the building. Got to be challenged to grow. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, had I still been in the same position that I was in, I would not have grown to be doing what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't have, y'all. Maybe eventually, let me say this, maybe eventually it would have come around to it. But that would have probably taken so much longer. I feel like God expedited this process, kind of like he expedited Joseph's process. It took a few years. It took a few years. It took a few years even, and I use myself, but I want you to reflect on your own life and say, it's taking a little bit longer. But once you start to step in your purpose, once you start to, like, God positions you and puts you in the place where he wants you to be, I feel like that's when things start to speed up. Things start to go a little bit faster. Things don't seem like it's taking as long. Things seem like it flows a little more. It goes a lot easier when you've stepped into what God has asked you to do. Now, yeah, because before he was just tending the sheep. He was over there working for his half brothers and them, right? But then it's like as soon as he got into Potiphar's house, he got sold into slavery, right? But then it was like things started to pick up. But instead of him being the low man on the totem pole, he became a high man. And then that was in one place. Now you in the prison. Now you done stepped up even more. No matter where he went, it was always a position higher than where he was before. And so I feel like that's happening for a lot of us. Like we as we step into our purpose, and we talk a lot about that, and a lot of people don't know what their purpose is, but it's kind of like that thing. Y'all know, if I hadn't have been dedicated to reading, to just doing readings and showing up and being consistent, I don't feel like God would have led me down this path, because I never thought this is what I was going to be doing. You couldn't have told me, never wary. That's when I thought that this was going to happen. Never wary. But it almost seems like it's happened so rapidly. It went from just being this to now you want me to what? Okay, well, let me just do it. But remember, we talked about obedience is addictive as well. And then it just seems like things begin to flow. So keep that in mind with that one thing, that dream, or whatever it is that you're sitting on that Padre God has asked you to do. Once we step into the thing he's told us to do, I feel like that's when the changes start to begin and we start to move in a new direction. Okay, I'm back. Then Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his hand and placed it on Joseph's finger. He dressed him in fine linen clothing and hung a gold chain around his neck. Then he had Joseph ride in the chariot reserved for his second in command. And wherever Joseph went, the command was shouted, "Kneel down." So Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all of Egypt. And Pharaoh said to him, "I am Pharaoh, but no one will lift a hand or foot in the entire land of Egypt without your approval." My goodness. Then Pharaoh gave Joseph a new Egyptian name. Wait a minute now. Zaphanath Paneah. I don't know. Joseph Neum. He also gave him a wife whose name was Asenath. She was the daughter of Potipharah, the priest of On. So Joseph took charge of the entire land of Egypt. He was 30 years old when he began serving in the court of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And when Joseph left Pharaoh's presence, he inspected the entire land of Egypt. As predicted, for 7 years, the land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain from the surrounding fields in the cities. He piled up huge amounts of grain like sand on the seashore. Finally, he stopped keeping record because there was too, come on, abundance. You come on, abundance. More than I prayed for that. I say, Daddy, I'm ready for more than I can. Give me so much I ain't gonna I ain't even gonna be able to count it. I already have it allocated for what I'm gonna do with it. That's how much abundance I want. I'm like Joseph in the land of Egypt. Man, we want so much abundance. I don't even want to be able to count it. I don't know how much it is. That's how much I don't know. I don't know, child. I just know this is what I'm gonna do with it. I already know. That's what I wrote out today. I already know what I'm gonna do with it. I already know. During this time, before the first of the famine years, two sons were born to Joseph and his wife, Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, the priest of On. Joseph named his older son Manasseh, for he said, "God has made me forget all my troubles and everyone in my father's family." What? I'm talking about forget them. Why would I want to remember them? I don't want that to sound bad, but man, what y'all meant for bad, child, Padre God and turned it around. Joseph named his second son Ephraim, for he said, "God has made me fruitful in this land of my grief." Come on. At last, the 7 years of bumper crops throughout the land of Egypt came to an end. Then the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had predicted. The famine also struck all the surrounding countries, but throughout Egypt there was plenty of food. Eventually, however, the famine spread throughout the land of Egypt as well. And when the people cried out to Pharaoh for food, he told them, "Go to Joseph and do whatever he tells you." So, with severe famine everywhere, Joseph opened up the storehouses and distributed grain to the Egyptians, for the famine was severe throughout the land of Egypt. And people from all around came to Egypt to buy grain from Joseph because the famine was severe throughout the world. Here y'all come. Here y'all come. Here. I told you now. You ain't believe me when we was out there in that. I told you we was out there in that field and my bundle raised up above y'all. You ain't believe me. But oh, I'm finna make a believer out of you. Mm-hmm. I'm finna make a believer out you. See, that's why this the thing. It's some folks ain't gonna believe in your dreams. They not gonna believe when you tell them. They not gonna believe you can accomplish it. That don't mean you supposed to stop working towards it. They ain't gonna believe. They gonna call you a lie. That's crazy. That's crazy. And guess what? You just keep holding right on to that dream and watch what God gonna do. Cause just like Joseph, didn't nobody believe Joseph was gonna the family. Ain't it just like your family and them? Ain't it just like, yeah, he a little petty. I know what's coming up next. He a little petty, but that's okay. We gonna read that tomorrow. He a little petty. He gonna be a little petty. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? Y'all sold me into so first you was gonna kill me. first first you lucky that that's all I'm gonna do is humble you because that's literally what he did. He humbled them. And you lucky that that's all I'm gonna do. Y'all was finna kill me. You done sold me. You was finna throw me in a cistern. You done sold me into slavery. You lucky that that's all I'm finna do. Cause baby, listen, let me have told you something. I'm just saying. So I'm little people name. I'm sorry. Um, y'all lucky that's all we finna do. Baby, cause that was just too much. I would have done the same thing. Child, I'm talking about what? But God went on ahead. Josie, and I don't know. He was a little, does anybody know? I had to go research it and try to find it, Lord. How old was Joseph when he had these dreams, Lord? He must have been a teenager, child. He had to been in him teenage years. Seemed like it. Yep, he had to be like in his teenage years, somewhere around there, right? When they sold him. So let's just give or take 10, 10-ish years, 10, 11, somewhere between 10 and 15 years that it took from the time that he was outside. Maybe he was 20. We could say he was 20. I don't know how old he was, but it still took a significant amount of years before what he dreamt about came to pass. And so maybe God is telling us, like, just because it's gonna take a while, that don't mean you got to don't give up. I don't know. Not that I'm not feeling like giving up, because look, what else, what I'm gonna go back to? You know what I'm saying? Once you begin building your dream, once you begin building the vision that God has given you, you really don't have anything to go back to. Like, I can't see myself going back to working for someone because I've tasted freedom. I know what freedom is. You know what I'm saying? So I would much rather toil and just wait on the Lord to do what the Lord is going to do than go back, than say, yeah, let me go. Some people might think that's crazy, but if you ain't never been free, you wouldn't understand that. I am free. It's freedom like I've never known. And some people will understand it and some people won't. So I would much rather just sit here and build the dream that Padre God has asked me to build until he makes it prosper. And I'm telling y'all, I feel like and I'm gonna talk to Padre God about it. Come on, 29 and 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to give you, look, a future and hope, right? Um, I'm just saying, you just got to keep on working. Be patient, encourage, and stay ready, because you don't know when you really don't. And my thing is, I'm just like, Daddy, just you just never know. You're absolutely right. You never know when your breakthrough is gonna come. You never know how it's gonna come. You never know. Joseph had, come on, Lord. Oh, that's what I was getting ready to say. Thank you. So listen, y'all. Joseph there's no possible way that he thought he was gonna be ruler over Egypt. Second in command to Pharaoh. How could he even remember? Now, this is what I tell y'all everything. The Lord is so strategic. Thank you, Daddy. He's so strategic, right? Because he literally had me right now, like, yeah, just write how big you think your dreams are. Right? How that's what he told me today, right? Just give me the strength. That's what I prayed before this live. Like, Daddy, just give me the strength to keep going. Just give me the strength to keep going. That's every day, y'all. Give me the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to do the things you put me here to do in a way that pleases you and serves the people you put me here to serve. All day, every day. I just got done praying that. That's why I say it all the time. Because it just is like, Daddy, just give me the strength, the wisdom, and the courage. Just give me the strength, the wisdom, and the courage. I'm not gonna give up on it, because again, there's nothing to go back to. But there's nothing that can you imagine what made you Joseph never said, I'm gonna be ruler over Egypt. I'm sure that he never even thought that was possible. Never even thought it was possible. And now look, you second in command to the highest person in the land. Bars? Man, listen. So that's why, and he knew something, but he didn't know it was gonna be that. Child, that's why when you write down your intentions tonight, okay, write them with passion, write them and believe that it's already happened. Write them and say, man, I am so happy and so grateful that this has already happened in my life. And then you say, or something better, because you don't know, just like Joseph, God gave him or something better. Even if he dreamed, I'm sure he never imagined that he would be at that place. Never. just, just like, wait, what? Then he gave him the wisdom. He gave him the strength to get through. Come on, ancestors. He gave him the strength to get through it when he was in Potiphar's head, to get through slavery in the jail. He gave him the wisdom because then he interpreted the dreams for them to the cupbearer and the baker. He interpreted the dreams. Then he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. So there go the wisdom, the courage to be like, man, I can do this. It was like his courage. It wasn't even a question. I'm talking about, I'm just like, so I'm just saying, every day, y'all, I done wrote so much, and I got to write again tonight. I have written so much down today. I would encourage anybody, Habakkuk 2, 2, and 3. Habakkuk 2, write the vision. Write the vision and make it plain. Write it on tablets so a herald can run with it. Well, let me read it. Cause anytime I go to try to go into things, let me just throw this in somebody's ear real quick. Cause I feel like that's what I was getting ready to say. Okay, my bad. I'm getting back to it. This the other thing, y'all. Everybody may not feel like this, but I'm gonna tell y'all this is how I feel, right? I feel like at a certain point, we start to align with certain people in the Bible, right? At certain things, you start to see yourself, and I feel like this is what the Bible does. I've told y'all this before. I feel like you can see yourself in different stages of your life. Like, as an example, I literally went through, like, no kidding, y'all, the last 7 years of my life have been the hardest. It was famine. It was hard. I barely made it. God made a way. But when I say barely, y'all, I'm talking about barely. 7 years of famine. For me, for my children, we survived, but it was 7 years of famine. So you have to know that, because there's no way that I wouldn't believe that I'm getting ready to experience 7 years of prosperity. So I see myself as the land. Oh, come on, Lord. I see myself as the land of Egypt. But even though they went through their prosperity phase, then they went through famine. I see myself as the 7 years of famine getting ready to go through my 7 years of prosperity, because I've been through 7 years of drought. 7 years of famine, 7 years of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a struggle, right? So as you see, just like Joseph was in bondage, he was a slave, right? You have to know that after all of those years, however many it was, then he became free. He became free to do what he would like in a position of leadership. He had the power, the authority. Look where God placed him. I'm telling y'all that you will start to see yourself as different characters, at different points of your life. You'll see it. Maybe it's, I hope it ain't just me, but I see myself as Joseph, like, well, daddy, I didn't told my dream to the family them, and not that like my children, they believe me. They just like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I done told different people my dream, and they be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. People don't, okay. But they gonna be, you know, we have a different mentality over here. We don't do seeing is believing. That's what people who don't believe in God do. That's my opinion, right? I don't do seeing is believing. I believe that believing is seeing, because when you believe it, that's when you gonna see it. So because I believe it, I'm gonna see it, because that's what God has already spoken into my spiritual. So Habakkuk 2:2 and 3, the Lord's second reply. Okay. Then the Lord said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. This vision is for a future time. A future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, my God, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Okay. Look at the proud. They trust in themselves and their lives are crooked, but the righteous will live by their faithfulness to God. Telling y'all, write the vision. Write the vision. When Daddy told me that this morning, and he kept on, and I was just like, well, Daddy, you know, I already be scripting stuff out and writing stuff out. And he was like, you should do it again. You should do it again. It's on one of my cards. Habakkuk 2, and that was part of what happened as well, because he was like, I was like, it's on one of these angel number card, or one of them, I don't know, it's on one of the oracle cards, but I didn't actually write the scripture out. So today when I was finishing up the tarot cards, he was like, I was like, he was, one of the messages came through, was like, you should put that on one on the in the next oracle deck. And I was like, done. So I made a note to put it down there, because it came to me when I was finishing up the tarot cards today. Yep, Habakkuk 2:2 and 3. Okay, like, and so that's literally how, like, and that's why it's sitting right here, because it came to me today to put it in the new oracle deck that's coming out. The ClariTEA is real. Can't make it up. So just, and that led to me writing out stuff as well, because y'all, I got Gemini in my chart, so I can be doing one thing, and then that one I gotta have different, like my notebook, I gotta have note cards, I have different things, different places, because I'll be focused on one thing and all of a sudden something else will come in and I'll be like, ooh, let me write that down. So I keep note cards right here as well. Can't make it up, man. Like and so now, so that's one of the oracle cards, because I don't think I have, I'm not sure, because y'all know I don't have I don't have my cards myself. I only have 2 of them out of, there's 4 of them I don't have. So I'm not sure if it's in this morning's message. I'm not sure if it's in there or not. I can't remember, because I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. Even if it is, guess what? And I'm finna go add it to the Prosperity Clarity deck. And that one's already up and ready for print. So I'm finna go back and add it to that one as well, because I can't remember if I put it in there. I know it's like 15 scriptures in there about abundance, but I don't remember if that's one of them. I'll have to go check and see. Anyway, I'm back. Y'all write y'all some intentions and stuff and believe it, because the thing is, you can write all day long, but you got to believe that it's better for us. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, and that's the one thing that God keeps on telling me, this is not it, this is not it. But I know for sure, y'all, if God had not put me in the position That y'all, I sat on these oracle cards and these tarot cards for over 2 years. 2 years, God told me 2 years ago, he told me to make these oracle cards. 2 years I've had them just sitting. In 2 years I did not do them. And literally within a month and a half, within 2 months, I'm now on volume 8. Like 2 years. So 2 years ago, he gave me an instruction and I didn't follow it. Oh, no, no, no. So I do know one thing for certain, two things for sure. He will put you, it's like if we just do what he tells us to do when he tells us to do it, we can save ourselves some steps. But we usually don't do that. We usually take the scenic route and then we end up coming right back to what he told us to do in the first place. So a lot of times we create our own delays. So we have to be, we accountable over here. Thank you for the follow, honey one. And we accountable over here. Come on, 1010. We create a lot of delays for ourselves. We create a lot of delays. We sure do. And then we be looking crazy because God be like, I told you to do that such and such time ago. Now, true story, I ain't know I was gonna be doing this. You couldn't have told me. Not never wearing. True story. However, all of it came back to serving the Lord. All of it. But just be accountable, okay? Be accountable and look at the things. Thank you, dearest one. Look at how you, me, you, all of us, no judgment ever. Look at how we are creating our own delays. What are you delaying? How are you putting something off that God has already told you? A vision. Thank you, Lord. The vision that he's already given you. What is it? How are you delaying it? And then you got to believing for it. I believe God for a house. How? I don't know. I just know he had this. I know this ain't it. I believe God for the things that he's told me because he told it to me for a reason. Did I know? How am I going to get I don't know. I'm just doing every time he give me an instruction, I just go do it and be like, well, this got to be a step in the right direction because God said so. Because I didn't just decide to come do some stuff. So when he tell you to do something, just do it. Because it is everything as we see as we're reading about Joseph. It's all strategy. It's very strategic. He know what he doing. He know better than me. So just saying. So reflect as we stepping up on this full moon. How can you let go of creating delays in your life? How can you let go of creating delays for yourself? What are you putting off? What has God said this is for you to do? And sometimes it's fear, y'all. Sometimes because you don't know, like he's conditioning. Let me read y'all I'm gonna tell y'all what he told me this morning because he did tell me something. And he taught the reason I'm saying that is because he specifically said conditioning in the message that I wrote down today. Let me see. And then I'll be done, y'all. Okay. God says, I'm calling you to rest. You have completed the works I have required, but you must be conditioned. This is where this is coming in. You must be conditioned for the part at this moment because I was like, what else can I do? This is me, y'all. It'd be so hard it off sometimes. And so I literally be working like 7 days a week. And so God like forced me today. He forced me to sit. He was like, sit down. Don't make I'm this is for whoever needs this. Don't make God force you to sit down somewhere. Okay. Because he will. And luckily, and for me, it just was tired. I just was like, okay. And I was just like, okay, I'm tired. So you know what? I'm just gonna chill. Now, mind you, I still worked a little bit but I didn't do no videos today. He said rest, and I said okay. So don't make him sit you down because it can come in the form of sickness. It can come in like something like that, being depleted. Because a lot of us, we're in this season where he has us working, he has us really grinding and getting things done. And as we're solidifying our schedules and letting go of one thing and incorporating new things and getting accustomed to what he has us working on, you're going to feel a lot of us are shifting. I'm literally going from doing a daytime live to a nighttime live, working all day. Like I'm putting out videos and content in the morning time. And then I'm doing Bible study and going live in the evenings. And so a lot of us are in this shift where your schedules, your routines are changing. So rest, make sure that you are resting when God tells you to rest, when your body tells you to rest. Sit down somewhere. Okay. I'm calling you to rest. You have completed the works I have required, but you must be conditioned for the part. And I feel like he's conditioning us, y'all. He's conditioning us for our next level. At this moment, I require rest. Follow these instructions and you will see the results you ask for. Because I was like, okay, what's next? And God was like, I'm not giving you no next. Right now, I said rest. Sit down somewhere. And so that's all I could do today was rest until I came on here. Okay, so that may be for somebody, but that's what he gave me today. Okay. Because I literally journaled it. I was like, I've been telling Padre God how tired I am, my body aches, and I try my best not to complain, but I'm tired. Like real talk, y'all. I wrote that in my journal today because he's like, that's why and I'm journaling. And it flipped from me journaling my thoughts to him journaling. So I said, rest. Now that's what I said. Now don't do nothing else. You telling me you tired, I'm telling you to rest, and then you want to keep going. Sit down before I set you down. Okay, so just saying, please pay attention to your body. Please pay attention. He's not trying to work you like no workhorse. Like he's not doing that. Okay, he's not. And a lot of times we'll just keep doing it, and that's not God's fault. And so as we talk about delays, we can create delays for ourselves by not taking adequate time to rest, not sitting down when he says sit down, trying to no, I just got to keep going, going, going. No, because in this season, we're not toiling. Hey, we're not toiling like that. Yeah, you gonna have to work, but you ain't gonna have to toil the way that you toiled before. Because some of us were at a point where now we've laid the foundation, so things are gonna work. But he knows we're gonna be consistent. He knows we're gonna continue to show up. But you're not like he doesn't want us depleting ourselves. Like, no, that's not the season that we're in. Okay, so I don't know who needs that message, but that's what they said. Okay, that's it, y'all. That's it. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Tomorrow, y'all know me. I'm trying to keep it. Oh, I can just tell y'all, we's going to just read the word. Like, we've been doing 2 chapters a day. I'm fine with doing 2 chapters a day. We going right into Exodus when we finish this, so it doesn't make me no never mind. Y'all know starting the month of February, I'm not going to be going live 7 days a week. That's only for the challenge. So starting February 1 or whatever the weekend, however it falls, I'm not going to be going live on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm only doing that for this challenge for the month of January. Okay. That's it, y'all. That's all I got. I hope this helps somebody. Child, this is good. This just I think, child, after what we read yesterday, today was amazing. Okay. It was amazing because it shows how God will put you through some things, long suffering. Joseph went through some things, but you'll still be blessed. I don't know exactly I don't even know where this is at. I just heard blessed in the city, blessed in the field. So anyway, that's it. That's it. Please link StreamYard. Just watch just backstage. I have big one. I'm not what? OMG. Child, I don't know how to block you, but just saying, that's it. I did too. Job went through some things. Faith is not worrying about how it's doing. And that's look, okay. So speaking of which, y'all, when I was journaling today and doing my 369, I literally was just like, child, I don't be worried about, I don't know how. The stuff, this the thing. True story, y'all. The stuff that I journaled today, the dreams and visions that I have, I couldn't even, y'all, I couldn't tell you the first step to take towards the stuff that I wrote down today. I couldn't tell you the first step. Thank God for God, I think I'm already doing the first step. Let me say that. But the stuff that I wrote down today is so big, it's so huge, and it's gonna help so many people. I wouldn't even know the first step to take. That's why I can't even worry about the how. The how's not up to us. Cause I wouldn't know how even if I researched it. Because I what? I'm talking about, y'all, the way my visionary is set up, I wouldn't know the first step to take. So wouldn't. So I'm just write it down and be like, Dad, if this is in your will for me to do, go on, make it happen. Because I wouldn't even know the first step. I I don't know. I just this that I feel this what this. And if it's in your will for my life, Daddy, then it's just gonna happen. And I just believe you for it. And it's in alignment with stuff I'm already doing, but it's so big and stupid and ignorant that, yeah, I wouldn't even know what the first thing to do. And so I'm gonna just let him show me. I'm gonna just, yep, we'll see. Thank you, Lord, in advance for what you're getting ready to do. Make sure that whatever visions you have, whatever you're writing down, always end it with gratitude. Okay, always end it with gratitude. Thanking God in advance. Thank you so much, Padre God, for what you're getting ready to do. Because I have no idea, but I know it's gonna be great and amazing. Okay. That's it, y'all. That's all I got. I want y'all to have a fantastic and amazing evening in purpose and on purpose. Don't forget to submit your pictures, your affirmations, or your scriptures to join the community at gmail.com so you can get your face in the place and get on the new Oracle and Tarot cards. Tomorrow, we are on whatever we did, 40, 41. So tomorrow, we on 42, 43 for Bible clarity, a word in the wilderness. That's all I got. This was some beautiful chapters today, child. This is just the Lord showing us, like, man, he'll just do some great and amazing things. If only we just wait. I don't know, but look, I don't know. I just heard, but joy comes in the morning, period. And so happy, so grateful. And I can't wait. I can't wait. That's it, y'all. I love y'all. Go be great and amazing. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all make sure that you give a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe. Y'all can catch me in the comments too. Y'all make sure if y'all go back and watch, y'all can add commentary. Because I don't know why the live commentary doesn't show up on YouTube, but I'm gonna check it again tomorrow and see if I can fix it. That's it. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, y'all.